If you're waking up exhausted, this isn't normal, and doctors are missing the real cause. Fix this one hidden issue, and your deep sleep comes back fast. Skip this, and you'll stay stuck in the cycle of fatigue, belly fat, and brain fog. Watch this now before another sleepless night hits. Most doctors aren't aware about the connection between your metabolism and your sleep. You see, poor sleep will wreck your metabolism faster than any poor diet or even skipping workouts. Yeah, that's right. I believe sleep is more important than diet and exercise combined. Why do I say that? You could skip workouts and be sedentary. You could eat a poor diet, and yeah, you won't feel good, but try to go days without sleep. You will turn into a crazy person, and your metabolism and hormones will become wrecked. You see, sleep is the master switch to your metabolism. Without quality sleep, everything collapses, brick by brick. And what's shocking is that people haven't looked at the science here. Look, the research shows the following. After just one poor night of sleep in healthy adults, their lab results showed similar results to someone who was pre-diabetic. So imagine being classified as pre-diabetic, not because of your sugar binges, but because you missed deep sleep. Another study showed that just cutting your sleep to 5 hours or less per night reduced insulin sensitivity by 20% in only just 1 week. This means your body stops listening to insulin. Your blood sugar rises and you start to accumulate body fat, belly fat, visceral fat. Not good. Right now, about 35% of adults in the United States don't even get 7 hours of sleep. The CDC calls it a public health crisis. Between 50 and 70 million Americans suffer from a sleep disorder, with insomnia being the most common in 1 in 3 adults. But here's the crazy part. Lack of sleep isn't just making you feel tired. It's linked to obesity, diabetes, heart disease, depression, and even fatal car accidents. Nearly 20% of all car crashes are linked to sleep deprivation. In chapter 6 of my latest book, Metabolic Freedom, I share the following understanding of how sleep is linked to your metabolism. Here's how it works, and then I'll give you a protocol to fix your sleep tonight. When you get poor sleep, you will have increased levels of blood sugar and wonky hormones the following morning. You see, sleep is the conductor of your hormonal symphony. Without it, everything goes out of tune. Adrenaline and cortisol, these stress hormones, become louder. Insulin gets drowned out, and your hunger hormone ghrelin spikes. This causes your satiety fat-burning hormone leptin to drop. The result? You wake up in the morning, you're hungry, you feel groggy, you overeat, you're less satisfied when you eat, you have higher levels of glucose, and you're storing fat the following day. You see, chronic poor sleep pushes you towards prediabetes and metabolic syndrome, even if your diet is clean. Poor sleep literally slows your engine down, your metabolic engine. As your fat-burning hormone leptin drops because of poor sleep, ghrelin, the hunger hormone ghrelin, rises. Your body thinks it's starving, so it craves more calories. And what type of calories does it want? Sugar, carbohydrates, quick energy. This means weight gain isn't from lack of willpower. It's from a sleep-deprived hormonal shift. There's also a toxic brain buildup when you don't get quality sleep. At night, your brain goes through a detoxification process called the glymphatic system. This is a pretty remarkable process because your brain, during deep delta sleep, literally shrinks in size by around 20% because it allows this cerebral spinal fluid, which is like a dishwasher fluid, to flush over the brain and clear out plaques, proteins, and toxins from your brain. Without deep sleep, neurotoxins and amyloid plaque build up in the brain, setting the stage for first brain fog, and then it could lead to severe neurological diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, and memory loss. A result of all of this is a circadian rhythm that is in full chaos. You see, your body runs on a 24-hour clock. Poor sleep mismatches this circadian rhythm, and every hormone should be in sync with the circadian rhythm. When that rhythm is off, your mitochondria, these little energy battery packs within your cells that produce energy and burn fat, they shut down. They can't produce energy or burn fat efficiently. So you experience chronic fatigue, fat gain, and accelerated aging. Before I get into the top things that I've seen destroy sleep and then the solutions, I want to share a real life example story with you. I was working with a client, Sandy, for many, many years. But when I first started working with Sandy, he was about 90 pounds overweight. He had high blood pressure. He was pre-diabetic and he had sleep apnea. So he was using a sleep apnea machine at night. And he thought the solution was, I need to just go work out. So he subscribed to a gym membership, paid about $150 a month to go to a gym. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, but here's the problem. He was waking up early around 4:30 a.m. to make the 5 a.m. class and work out from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., go back home, get ready, go to work. So he was sacrificing sleep, especially deep sleep, to go exercise. And I told Sandy, hey, this is actually not what you need to do right now. Let's put a pause on your gym membership. Let's put a pause on all your exercise for right now. Let's get that additional hour and a half of sleep in the morning and let's improve that sleep. And what happened next was incredible. He started to actually burn fat, have more energy, alleviate a lot of his symptoms simply by fixing his sleep and removing exercise in the beginning. Overall, he lost about 50 pounds of fat, got off his sleep apnea machine, completely transformed his health. And what was really cool about Sandy's experience is that within the first 14 days, he dropped 14 pounds just by fixing his sleep. All right, now here are the habits that wreck your sleep. We have to first remove the interference, then we could talk about the solutions. The first bad habit is blue light exposure at nighttime. What is blue light? It's the artificial light that comes from your cell phone, your tablet, your TV screen, your computer screen. It comes from the fluorescent lights around your house. When blue light goes through your eyes and touches your skin, it activates adrenaline and cortisol. When you activate adrenaline and cortisol, you deactivate melatonin. You see, it tells your body you need energy. Go out there, do something. But that's not what you want at night. We want to produce melatonin and deactivate, or I should say, lower cortisol and adrenaline. So here's a little trick for you. At nighttime, you could actually turn your cell phone, if you have an iPhone, into a red light where it protects your eyes from the exposure. Here are the steps to do that. Navigate to the settings of your iPhone. Go to accessibility, display and text size, color filters, and then click enable color filters and choose color tint. Maximize the intensity and hue sliders to achieve a red screen. Once you do that, then all you're gonna do is triple click the right side of your iPhone, 1, 2, 3, and you can see, boom, it turns it red at night. Additionally, you could wear red blue light blocking glasses at night, which will protect you from any other artificial light. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm wearing these yellow blue light blocking glasses during the day, which is a good idea for you. But at night, they turn into, I put on the red frames. That I put on about an hour and a half before bedtime. I highly suggest you do the same thing. The glasses that I use and recommend are called Viva Rays. I'll drop a link for Viva Rays and a coupon code for them in the notes down below. You also want to turn off the computer screen, get off your phone at least an hour before bed. You don't want to watch anything that stimulates you, like a scary movie, something that's too aggressive. Watch something lighthearted. Me and my fiance and I are currently watching Modern Family. It's lighthearted. We're going through the entire series, and it's a perfect thing to watch at night. I have my blue light blocking glasses at night. We're laughing. It's not stimulating us too much. It helps me get ready for bed. The second habit that destroys your sleep is eating too close to bedtime. You want to give yourself at least 3 hours no food before bed. When you eat too close to bedtime, it increases your heart rate. It increases your body temperature. Those are the two exact opposite things we need to get deep restorative fat burning sleep. So the kitchen should be closed at least 3 hours before bed. Even better, 5 hours before bed. So if you go to bed at 11 p.m., last bite of food should be by 8 p.m. The third thing that might be destroying your sleep is having caffeine too late in the day. Caffeine has about a 6 to 8 hour half-life, which means if you drink 100 milligrams of caffeine at 2 p.m., about 8 hours later, which is about 10 p.m., 50 milligrams of that caffeine is still in your bloodstream. And I hear people say, I'm fine, I could have coffee and go to bed. That may be true, but you're not going to get deep fat burning sleep. So give yourself a caffeine curfew, no later than 1 p.m. every day. Fourth thing that destroys your sleep is alcohol. I've seen this with students. I don't personally drink, but I've seen it looking at my students' sleep metrics, and it destroys their sleep. So mitigate, limit your alcohol consumption, and that there's a lot of other problems with alcohol, but poor sleep is one of those issues. Now let's discuss some of the solutions I outline in chapter 6 of Metabolic Freedom on how to improve your deep sleep, your REM sleep, to wake up with a slimmer waistline, more energy, and to feel like a rock star. So here's the sleep blueprint for your metabolic freedom. First step, guard your circadian rhythm. You could do this by going to bed and waking up at the same time every single day. Yes, even on the weekends. Yes, even if you happen to go to bed late one night, you still want to wake up at the same time. This allows your circadian rhythm to stay in a groove. One of the best things you can do for your circadian rhythm is to get 10 to 30 minutes of morning sunlight during the sunrise. You want to take off your sunglasses, let that sun go through your retina. You're not staring at the sun, but you're just walking around and making sure it touches your skin. This activates healthy amounts of cortisol. It signals to your pineal gland to store melatonin for the night up ahead. So morning sunlight, and if you could add in sunset sunlight, you are on your way to deep fat burning sleep. Second tip is to delay your coffee 90 minutes after waking up. Now, I mentioned the caffeine curfew. This is a different tip. An hour and a half after you wake up is the best time to have your caffeine. When you have your cup of coffee first thing in the morning, that is not good for your hormones, your circadian rhythm, adrenaline, and cortisol, because adrenaline and cortisol are already activated first thing in the morning. It's natural. It's what gets your body moving and going. And adrenaline and cortisol are way more powerful than caffeine. So if you have coffee first thing in the morning, within 30 minutes of waking up, the adrenaline and the cortisol will overpower the caffeine, meaning you're not going to really experience all the amazing benefits of caffeine. You're going to want more coffee around 11 a.m., maybe a toxic 4-hour energy drink at 3 p.m., and it'll create a reliance on more caffeine. But when you wait an hour and a half, 90 minutes after waking up, cortisol and adrenaline naturally taper down. Then you have your cup of coffee. This is the 90-minute rule, and you'll get the most benefits from that caffeine, giving you sustainable energy for the rest of the day. And I've noticed a lot of people don't drink the third, fourth, fifth cup of coffee later on in the day because they feel so good. The third tip is that temperature matters. If we want to get deep, fat-burning, restorative sleep, studies show your thermostat should be set to between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I personally set mine to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. We want your body temperature to drop 1 to 2 degrees within the first couple of hours of falling asleep, which allows you to enter deep fat-burning sleep. The next tip is to have a nighttime ritual. This signals to your body, your metabolism, your circadian rhythm. Okay, Ben's getting ready for bed. So for me, it's not eating before bed. It's brushing my teeth around 8 p.m. It's taking my magnesium. It's maybe doing some gratitude, deep breathing, kind of allowing my body to signal to my body that it's safe to get ready for rest. We don't want stimulation at this point. So I'm not taking meetings, doing interviews. I'm not working at night. My body is getting ready for bed. And the next tip is to turn your bedroom into a sleep cave. You don't want to have your television in your bedroom. Your bedroom should be for sleeping and other things like lovemaking. You want to separate your bedroom from being an entertainment place. And if I know this is not possible for everybody, but if you can keep your entertainment in your living room and keep your bedroom for just sleep and lovemaking, that is going to be important. You also want to make sure your bedroom is as dark as possible. You could use blackout curtains or use a sleep mask. I personally have both, but I use a sleep mask because it allows you to feel safe. The pressure that it applies around your eye actually helps with deep fat burning sleep. So I use a sleep mask, and I'll drop a link for the sleep mask I use. And then I also have mouth tape. Mouth taping helps you get more deep sleep. It allows you to produce more nitric oxide, and you wake up feeling more restored. So I use a company called Somnifix, and I'll drop a link for Somnifix down below as well. I hope you understand that fixing sleep isn't just about feeling more energized or avoiding fatigue. It's about restoring your metabolism. When you follow what I shared today, you're going to optimize your blood sugar levels. You're going to optimize your hunger signals. You're going to flush out toxins out of your brain. You'll activate your fat-burning hormones, and you'll wake up more clear-headed, leaner, and energetic. I'm going to address some of the questions you submitted here on this topic. Before I do, I want to let you know that you can learn more about sleep and your metabolism and a 30-day plan to lose 20 pounds in 30 days with my latest New York Times bestselling book, Metabolic Freedom. And we're giving away an entire course on the metabolism that we've sold for $1,000 that you'll get for free when you purchase the Metabolic Freedom book today. If you scan the QR code on the screen, or if you go to metabolicfreedombook.com or click the link down below, you could see the ways to purchase the book and to get the free course instantly. I'm also doing a speaking tour for Metabolic Freedom. I'm traveling across the US, across the Middle East. We're doing book signings, giveaways, meet and greets, along with my keynote lectures, and I'd love to see you in person. If you go to benazadi.com/events, you can see where I'm speaking next. Now let's get to your questions. How many hours of deep sleep do I actually need each night? Okay, my personal target is to get 90 minutes of deep sleep each night and 90 minutes of REM sleep each night. Deep sleep is where I mentioned you activate the glymphatic system, you're burning fat, you're detoxifying. That's usually going to happen during the first half of sleep, and you want to get about 90 minutes of that. The second half of sleep is you're going to get more of what's called REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. This is also important because you burn fat during rapid eye movement sleep, and you consolidate short-term memory for long-term memory. So it helps with memory focus. It helps to get rid of brain fog. And you usually get REM sleep towards the second half. So how do you track this? How do you know how much deep sleep and REM sleep you are getting? Well, you can use an Oura Ring, which is a sleep tracker that I use. You could use a Whoop band. You could use an Apple Watch or a Fitbit. They're not all the same, but they all give you an idea. And I'll drop links for all of those down below. Can naps make up for lost nighttime sleep, or do they hurt my circadian rhythm? Ooh, it depends. It depends. I'm a big fan of naps. I wouldn't say it'll make up for lost nighttime sleep, but you could add in some power naps for more productivity, energy, and focus. So for me, maybe twice a week, I'll take a power nap, 20, 25 minutes in the afternoon. If you go a little bit longer than that, you enter deeper stages of sleep and you might feel groggy when you wake up. So my good friend Devin Burke, who's a sleep expert, always says your nap should be either 25 minutes or less or an hour and a half or longer. I wouldn't recommend the hour and a half. It's just too much and it might interfere with your sleep at night, but 25 minutes or less seems to be a sweet spot. What's the ideal time to exercise if I want better sleep and recovery? Well, I'll tell you this, the worst time to exercise is too close to bed, within 3 to 4 hours of bed. You don't want to activate your nervous system, increase your body temperature and heart rate a couple hours, 3 to 4 hours before bed. That's not conducive to good sleep. So anytime during the day is going to be best. Whatever fits your schedule. Morning time is always best. I personally work out midday, 11 a.m., 12 p.m., but I avoid working out late at night. That's the protocol. Apply it, get incredible results. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And by the way, if you enjoyed this lesson, I recently published a video on what to drink before bed that helps you get deeper sleep and burn fat overnight. Yeah, I drink 1 cup of this to feel incredible. I'm going to show you a clip from that video, then click the video on the screen, watch the full lesson, and I'll see you in that next lesson. Banana tea. Banana tea is called nature's NyQuil. And the cool thing about banana tea, especially for those who have their mind racing at night, it's hard to fall asleep. You have all these ideas, you feel stimulated and alert at night. This helps to calm the brain, calm the body, get you into a deep, what's called parasympathetic state, where you are relaxed